Hello. Got another journal. This one's called What God Does. It's the fourth one from March 5th, written at 8:59 a.m., and the Mayan day energies are 9 Flint. What God does? The old what's new, what's different today thing, it gets a little tired. It's funny, really, but it seems one can almost adapt to constant change, to the rug forever being pulled out from under you. Well, sort of. These are just words. What can I say? The true Tao cannot be spoken and all that. One does what one can. You can't help it. And that's what it amounts to. You awaken when you just can't help it. When you can't not awaken anymore. And that makes as much sense to me as anything. There is within us such a powerful driving force to come back into the fullness of ourself, the greater self, divinity, beingness, the freakin field. Heck, it doesn't matter what you call it. It can't be named, you see. Perhaps you've tried, maybe in your journals. So you know what I mean. There is no word, no name for this. We do our best. Eckhart says it well. Words are just pointers, signposts. That's pretty good. But wordless or nameless or not, it's there within us, within each one. Now, maybe there are some soulless beings among us. For instance, I'm pretty sure that clones don't have souls, or this light of divinity, or whatever it is within them. It's one thing to create the container for spirit. It's quite another to unite it, to fill it with the light. But let's not go there. The thing is, all we need to be concerned with is ourself. Now, I don't care if that sounds rather selfish, and I know it will to some. Just let that thought go, then, and center down, back into heart. All we need to care about, right here, right now, is the self. I put that long pause in because that's a rather big something to swallow, especially for some. It helps to take a pause sometimes and just be with something, an idea, and just let it percolate down a little. Try it on. See how it feels. Check it out. Nisargadatta will back me up on this only needing to be the self thing. So will many enlightened beings. It's the old, the kingdom is within deal. It still holds. There is nothing more important than you. Be with that for a moment. There is nothing more important than you. Forget selfishness. Forget all that mind crap and just go in heart and be with this. There is nothing more important than you. Feel into that. Guys, you can do this too. It's not only the women who are touchy-feely. Every man has a feminine side, and you won't ascend without it either. And it's not outside of you. We've been fed such BS, especially our little man children. All this don't cry, be tough stuff. No big deal, though. We can get over it. It's no challenge at all to the heart. It's not even something we have to put on or go find or seek out or anything. It's already complete and present within. It's just a matter of finding it in there, that is, of tuning in. Maybe this is enough for now. It's pretty big. Here's the thing, though. Whenever you encounter truth, real truth, which, remember, is not in these words. It can't be contained in any words. Whenever you let the truth in, it comes and does a cleanup job. Truth itself enters and begins cleaning house for you. Your internal house, you know, is full of crap. Everyone's is. Can't be helped. It's just a condition of physicality, the way it stands right now. We're all quite full of crap. Make friends with that. Or perhaps you thought you had the pure truth, that you're a purveyor of truth. Well, think again. You've been buffaloed. So, when real truth comes in, capital T, because you let it, you invite it. Truth is not rude, you know. Anyway, when truth enters, it goes about flushing out all those thoughts and beliefs that run counter to it. It brings them to the surface for you to get a good look at on their way out. Now, yes, they're on their way out, but you must first give the assent, the go-ahead. You have to agree. Otherwise, they'll just stick around a while longer. Truth is very polite, like I said. You have to agree to let go of the things she is sweeping out. Remember, you are the king, the queen of your castle. You rule there. So, be alert. Be prepared. It's a really interesting thing that once you decide to purify yourself, to seek out only the purest truth that you can find, you find your mind suddenly all full of such garbage. It keeps coming up from who knows where, and it may throw you off a bit. I know it did me. Just steady down, stay in heart, and you'll know what to do. You'll be able to recognize thoughts and beliefs that no longer make sense, that no longer work for you. So you'll be ready to just let them go. They may even appear like temptations. Like when you've given up smoking and you're doing great with it, and along comes this seeming urge to have just one puff, just one smoke, and maybe it seems really strong. Well, if you're in heart, you're likely to recognize that as the final test, the one that comes along to prove the truth that you have quit. If you can reject that urge, if you can stay centered and out of the head, where most all temptations arise, you will be able to see through it, to realize that it's not real. It's just the remnant, perhaps, like an old coat, of the habit you've shucked. Give the damn thing to goodwill and move on. You've earned your crown. You gotta claim it, though. Some people tend to romanticize this with the old darkness before the dawn type thing. But I think it's much simpler than that. It's easier, too, instead of making a big deal of it, to just look at it like a final exam. Well, as a possible final exam. That's up to you, though, isn't it? Okay, it's okay to fail, you know. It's no big deal, really. But we'll get into that another day. The point is that the test will likely come again. Yeah, you may have to wait a good while for it, for the stars to line up just right, for just the right people to be an embodiment. For some things like that, it's true, you know, for the big tests, it takes a lot of setting up. But maybe not. Maybe you'll get the same one, the same test again, tomorrow. Our tests are our opportunities, that's all. They're nothing terrible. We go from good to better, to best, to bester, to bestest, to more wonderful yet. It's a never-ending spiral into light. So relax. Love yourself. It's the best way, really. It's what God does.